So right now, you may be sitting down with your spouse, loved one, family member, trying to figure out some long-term growth for money. And there's a couple different options out there. I want to show you the two different options, kind of give you their differences, and also show you their similarities so you can make an informed decision. So the first one is this. We have an indexed universal life, which we call an IUL. And then we also have a Roth IRA. You're probably familiar with that, right? Roth IRA. And so what I want to do is I'm going to break down their differences and then also show you their similarities, and that way you can make an informed decision. The first one's this. The IUL has market protection. So what that means for you is if the stock market crashes, you have no losses guaranteed because you have a contractual agreement with an insurance company that says your money can't lose. The Roth IRA has market exposure. So what that means, it's tied to the stock market. So when the stock market goes down, you lose your money. Now, the Roth IRA, the Index Universal Life has no contribution limits. So it doesn't matter how much you make, you can still put away money into this to grow long-term wealth. The Roth IRA does have contribution limits. If you're under the age of 50, it's $6,000. And if you're over the age of 50, it's $7,200 a year. Now, the Index Universal Life, the IUL, has principal protection of your money. So what does that mean? So you've locked in your gains, and when the market goes down, you don't lose what you gained. Now, with the Roth IRA, your principal is at risk of exposure. So all the gains that you have are vulnerable to the market when the market goes down, right? So now, favorable access to cash value. So as the cash grows in your Index Universal Life, you can access this money for a down payment on a house if you choose. Maybe you have a kid that's getting ready to go to college. You can access that to pay for college tuition. Or if you're like me and you have, I have a 16-year-old that we just got a vehicle for, right? You can access that cash value with no penalties to use that to pay cash for a car. Now, you have annual income limits. So now you may say to yourself, how much do you make a year? If you make a certain amount of money per year, you may not be eligible to put your money in a Roth. So it depends on where you fall there. Now, you have tax-free survivor benefits. So this is a form of permanent life insurance. So the life insurance benefit plus the cash value pass to your beneficiary tax-free, right? Now, you have early withdrawal penalties for this. So meaning, if you're under the age of 59 and a half and you have to access your Roth IRA, you now incur a 10% penalty on that. Now, there are some similarities to both, which is what makes the Roth attractive. So the first one is this. After-tax contributions. And so what I mean by after-tax is once your taxes are deducted, the pay that you have that comes to your bank account, you can put those in, and all the contributions are done after tax, which allows for tax-free growth. So if you were to grow an apple orchard and you had a seed of apple seeds in your hand, and you're going to grow an orchard later in life, ask yourself this. If you had to pay taxes on the seed in your hand or the harvest of that orchard, which one would you choose? Most of the clients that I've talked to, and you probably would agree, they'd rather pay for the seed in their hands and get it out the way rather than pay it on the full harvest. So that's what this is. You have tax-free growth. You have access to your basis. So the money that you've contributed, you now have access to that money with no penalties. And then lastly, no RMDs, which are required monthly disbursements or distributions. If you are with other long-term growth vehicles, the IRS may require you to pull out money when you don't want to because they want to get their taxes paid. So with these two vehicles, you don't have that. So now ask yourself this. Would I like to put my money into an IUL, or would I like to put my money into a Roth IRA? So hopefully that was some information for you to make an informed decision. I'd love some comments down below on which vehicle you think is the best for you and your family. With that being said, talk to you later.